So now we will move on to the next topic of discussion for our parent-teacher conference, which is test scores.
Wait, before we go on, can I just ask you one question?
Sure.
Why does my child even have to take tests? He's only in 4th grade. What does his scores determine?
Great question. A lot of parents ask themselves that. Standardized tests usually serve several purposes. They help teachers, principals, and superintendents. In this case, our principal will be able to evaluate how our students are doing here at this school and help them improve if needed. As a teacher, these tests help me to identify a child's academic strength as well as identify areas where a child may need to improve. I know some parents worry that their child may get measured on just one test, but I assure you that this is only one of several tools that I use to evaluate student performance. I understand that some children just don't test well, so I would never measure a student's knowledge on the basis of just one test. The test scores we will discuss today, for example, were collected and individual and group scores were interpreted. This information was then used to compare your child's test scores with the scores of one or more groups of students who also took the same test. This method helps teachers and parents compare an individual student's scores with the scores of other students who took the same test. A good example of the interpretations of the scores for your child is called the STAI-9 or Standard 9. If you will look here, you will see that students' scores range from 1 to 9, 9 being very superior and 1 being very poor. Your child scored a 7, which means that he scored considerably above average in this area than other students who took the same test. Here's another example called percentile marks. This test gives you a more detailed description of how your child scored compared with other students who took the test by showing scores that range from 1 to 99 on a normal curve. As you can see here, your child scored in the 77%.
Oh, so I see. My kid got 77% of the answers right. Not too bad, I guess.
That's a common mistake. Actually, what the test does is compare one student's scores with a group of students who took the same test. So in this case, your child received a score that is higher than 77% of the other students who took the same test.
Oh wow, sounds like you did great.
Yes, you should be very proud. I have one more to show you. Here's the final one. This one is your child's grade equivalent score. What we do here is give a test that is developed for a particular grade to students in other grades. For instance, test designers establish grade equivalents for a 4th grade test by giving that same test to students who are in the 6th and 2nd grade.
Wow, my child received an 8th grade score. I guess that means my kid is ready for 8th grade material?
I know how confusing this seems, but what his score actually means is that he can read 4th grade material as well as the average 8th grader.
Oh, I understand now.
Good. That about covers our test section. Any more questions regarding testing?
No?
Okay, great. Then we can move on to our final topic for today, and we'll be done with our conference.